Ain't nobody fucking with my.
Hello everybody, it's Hans again, back with a brand new video, and today I'm going to be talking about an interesting topic, and it's going to be about hip-hop then, which is the early 2000s and late 90s, versus hip-hop now, and kind of the transition between. I'm going to be straight up, guys. I don't like what hip-hop is turning into, and it's sad because like even some of the best artists like Eminem dropped very mediocre albums, with the exception of Jay-Z and Kendrick. Like those were really good, but those were the only two legit proper hip-hop albums that came out that were like on the top of the charts. And nowadays, guys, everybody is just listening to the same music, and that's my biggest problem. Ever since like 2014 or like 2015, all of rap music kind of just sounds the same, and all these new rappers just adapt the same flow, like a da 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 da, yeah, da 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 da, yeah, and it's just so generic, and I don't know who started it. I think it was like Future, maybe Migos. I know Migos, like current day Migos is kind of taking over that flow, and they've kind of popularized it. And I'm not gonna lie, Culture, I like Culture. I thought it was a very aesthetic album, sounded very nice, and amazing production with the classic Migos flow, hype beats, trap, 808 type of beats, bass, and those very super catchy flows with auto tune, and the nice sounds, and the very typical subject matter that everybody else is talking about, well, like pills, drugs, and money. But yeah, that's the only like big trap album that I liked. 2 Chainz' album was pretty good, and Without Warning I thought was really well. Is that album, like all these albums, they're good, they sound good, and produced phenomenal, amazing beats, drops, choruses, hooks, some tight verses, but it all sounds the same. There's no lyricism, there's no complex rhyme schemes, there's no bars, there's no differentiable flows. Everybody's just rapping the same way about the same thing. It's the slightly different beats and a different voice, but it all sounds the goddamn same. You know what I mean? Back in the 90s, everybody was that's like the prime of hip hop, in my opinion. The 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. That's like the big chunk of where hip hop was huge, and back then was amazing. I'm kind of young, and I wasn't really around that time era to listen to that music during their release times, but I did go back, listen to several albums, a lot of Eminem actually, like Infinite, the Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem Show. I've heard all of those, and man, those are classics. Those are amazing. Like honestly, you could put these 3 albums in the top 10 greatest rap albums of all time, and Marshall Mathers LP, of course, being first. Illmatic, MF Doom with Mad Villainy, even Kanye with College Dropout, Jay-Z with the Black Album, the Blueprints, even the Carters by Lil Wayne. These albums back then, even 50 Cent, man, these were phenomenal albums, man. And I would say that those albums are so much better than the albums we're getting now. Like, let's compare Damn. Everybody lost their shit for 2017 because it was like amazing album. I would say it's not even half as good as the Marshall Mathers LP1, because Damn is, is like highly polished. I feel like sometimes it's a slightly overly produced album, and Kendrick is missing a lot of punchlines, memorable lyrics, bars, as most people like to say. Yeah, he can rhyme, he can flow, but there's nothing that kicks and nothing that punches that sticks to you. But with the first Marshall Mathers LP, that shit was crazy. It wasn't overly produced. It had really simple, classic, beats that were good. You could turn up to them. Well, at least then you could. But he had the content, the story, the passion, the anger, the delivery, the flow, the rhymes, everything. That album was so much better than Damn. And let's compare the Blueprint 1 to 44. Jay-Z's earlier work, Jay-Z's latest work. I would say not 44, yeah, 44. 44 ain't as good as Blueprint. I think we can all agree on that, right? Blueprint was just that much better. Just sounded so much more authentic with what he was saying, and so much more energetic with his flows and rhymes, and even in the subject matter, especially with Jay-Z. College Dropout, way more rapping and true to the heart hip hop than Pablo. I think Pablo was just a straight up, like, almost felt like a compilation album, man. Like, no consistency, very over the place, jumbled songs that, that didn't carry much of a consistent theme. And College Dropout, that's when Kanye was spitting some straight bars and lyrics and everything, and it was just so much better. The older stuff of hip hop, in my opinion, is a lot. Yeah, I guess it appeals to a younger audience that listens to the hype shit, like that bullshit ass flow with the high bass and just crazy hi hats. Like, man, fuck that shit. I want to hear some old school rap. Alright guys, that's just the video for today, and I hope y'all having a blessed day. Tell me what you guys think, old school or new school?
Dominator. The marker obtained. Activate. Victory!